Hello, everybody.
Our first interview of the afternoon, but our third interview of the day already. It's flying by. And hello, Leanne, and welcome,
Hi.
Bez. How are you both?
Good, thank you.
I am well. I am, well enough. I mean, it's a big question. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of it. That's not what we're here for, are we? I'm still managing to find some joys day to day, and that's the important thing. And it's good to focus on that. It's good to focus on the togetherness. It's good to focus on the fact that, I have two beautiful people on my screen to look at.
No, you're right. It's very difficult, isn't it, in the current climate? So hopefully that's what this weekend is doing, lifting a lot of people out of what's been happening day to day and the routines that we're all sort of stuck in, because it must feel like a rut for a lot of people. Yeah. And we're just trying to spread a little joy, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure, because sometimes it can feel, been doing this live stream recently where at the start of the month someone told me about something that someone else was doing called the income stream. I don't know if you heard of it, but someone basically, I've not watched any of them, but I watched like maybe 10 minutes of them. Ironically, I don't actually like watching live stuff that much, but I just feel like when you're doing stuff with people live, when you've got someone on the camera with you, or even if you're chatting and other people are chatting with you with text, it feels like you're connecting to people. And so I've done that like 10 a.m. every day for like the past month now. Yeah. And
that's good. Yeah, that's really positive.
It's like you need to have some sort of routines, like establish healthy routines. Okay, we're not maybe going out to work. I'm not going out to playtest at Royal Festival Hall. I've not done that for a couple of months now. But instead, we have gotten virtual things where normally on a Friday, I'm getting together with Ellie and I get to see their lovely face. And like Dave Dawkins came over from Australia today, which was lovely. And having those things to punctuate the week. But as you say, also, you can feel like you're in a bit of a rut. So having something like this, or indeed the virtual UK Games Expo when that happens in August, or Origins or whatever, being able to go along to these things and being able to feel like, we're still together. We're still together in some sense. We're still going to be able to play with our friends, because that's what it's all about. Board gaming, just kind of a bit of time, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, exactly right.
And so the game that people will probably know the best from you was In a Bind, has become Yogi, and now Yogi Guru. There's In a Bind.
This is correct.
I should have got my copy out. It's in the drawer just down here. But my copy
This isn't actually a copy of In a Bind. It's just one of the blank cards.
My copy is pretty battered now.
I still have a stack of them, and so if people have their old copy of In a Bind and wants me to commission me to do some arts on one of them, but I am mindful of the fact that I am never going to reprint that again, because I think legally I wouldn't even be allowed to.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah, obviously, because when you license something, it's like, okay, fine, you've sold like 3,000 whatever copies of, if it's a game that. But yeah, Gigamic's done a really nice job of it, and it's in. What I really love is that there's the PVC cards, so you can. I don't know if you see, that's like really scrunched up, and yeah.
They are very cool, and the tin looks great on the shelf. So we've got them in at Fanboy 3, and it looks great, very great. And the kids pick them up, and the parents pick them up, and it's just part of that series, isn't it? Where it looks really great, and it's a credit to you, it really is.
Yeah, it's really
Thank you, and like I'm really happy, and with Simon Caruso, the work that Dave did, obviously the artist, and I mean it kind of also goes back to Aircon, because what was it, Aircon 3? Wait, no, Aircon 2, right? Which was the first one that I came to.
Mark's like thinking back. I mean, I didn't know Aircon that far back, so.
And which was the final one in the church? Was it Aircon 3 or 2?
That's 2.
So Aircon 2 was the one where I did In a Big Bind, or whatever it was called, and then I was like, okay, let's think of all these ideas that you could make it even crazier for. I think that was also the first time that I went to Essen. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Essen for the first time. Then I come back on the Monday, and then I'll have like Tuesday to make this thing, and then I'll go to Aircon on like Wednesday or Thursday. And it was a bit much. And so like, bless, Jen.
My wife Jenny, yeah.
Yeah, Jenny, sorry. So Mark and Jenny brought me medicine because I was feeling a bit under the weather after having been to Essen and then gone to Aircon without any time to relax at all and just drawing all these things. But then some of the cards that were from that were now in this one, like this card's constantly moving, if you remember that card.
Yeah.
Where you've now got to hold this card and for the entire game just wave it about. And it's Yogi Guru just takes it below the belt, adds so much.
That's brilliant. That's really good.
Should we quickly explain? Oh, Yogi, I'm going to explain it. Draw a card, read it aloud, one finger touching mouth, do what it says, one finger touching neck, and then you go on until you can't do it. That's the game.
Yeah, I love it. I think I might unfortunately have to, not unfortunately, it's a good thing, but I might have to invest in a copy of Yogi because I've still got In a Bind and mine is just battered now. It's just been played so many times that it's just falling to bits. And yeah, and because it came up on Rodney Smith's Twitter or something the other day, didn't it, from Watch It Play?
Yeah, I saw that. So it's really exciting to see.
So I introduced it to him in a pub. Well, we went on a canal barge trip, and then we were all playing it.
Oh, is that one of the famous barge trips?
Yeah. But yeah, it's so much fun. I love it, and
thank you.
I think I've told you many times now, Bez, how much I enjoy it. So hopefully you know.
Yeah, I'm really happy to. So I used to do lots of music. I don't know if you are aware of this about me. That I used to play the keyboard in bars, and that also I used to. There were a couple of times when I played to a 3-digit number of people. As part of a band, we never made a living from it, but the gigs and stuff were paying for themselves to kind of travel off to Perth or whatever.
Nice.
And doing the rabbit hole and stuff. An actual festival called Doing the Rabbit Hole. I don't mean just that's what people in Scotland do, kind of go and serenade
Scottish saying.
Yeah, we go and serenade the rabbits. But I am one of these people who I will just say partially what's on my mind, but partially kind of I like to sing songs about that meant things, if you know what I mean, that were okay, let's focus on the positive. But back then I had a song about my fears, and one of the things that I would say is I'm scared of the thought that I might die with nothing done. Scared everybody will think it's just not good enough, and that's kind of how that song started. And to an extent, I know this is maybe not the best thing to admit, that I have this fragility of the ego, that it's I am quite often worried, is this good enough? Is there a problem with this? But to know that, to some extent, if I kind of assume that each person's at least played their game once, hopefully they have, then I have reached maybe 1 million people, and that just boggles my mind. And it's wow, and hopefully one day I can do the same with this and Seize the Power and stuff.
Yeah, Seize the Power sounds really cool. I've heard a lot about that.
Thank you.
Is that the one that's on Twitter that I saw, where you put some cards out and you said, see if you can guess what the next thing in the series is, or can you guess which card it is? Was that it?
Are you thinking of Plus, where? Let's see if I can find the Plus.
I know that I was staring at a load of images on yeah, there were lots of shapes and colours. Yes.
No, Seize the Power. I don't know if I don't think I sent a picture to Mark to talk about it.
No, I've not got one actually.
Wait.
It's all right. I will look one up.
I've bought my prototype box here, which so this has not been opened since Aircon very much, and these are some example cards where basically it's all about aliens who have different number of eyes, and so if you've got, for example, 3 or less eyes, then you need more education for a new job. It's a game about bigotry, discrimination, and it's a very serious game. It takes about 90 to 2 hours, and I think Scott's Hill, I played it along with some other people in Big Cock, and so there's stuff that can hurt other people, there's stuff that can help you, so if you've got 5 or more arms, then you need less energy, because, clearly this person knows what they're doing, because, if they've got enough arms, and if you've got 4 or fewer arms, then, well, you don't really deserve food. But
so I see what you mean then. So that's it's putting a great fun game spin in it, but drawing attention to really serious issues.
Yeah, exactly.
In a very straightforward way.
That is a co-design with Tiz, and that was signed up by Inside the Box, I want to say 2 weeks ago. And so
Brilliant.
they're still putting it onto Tabletopia. Hopefully that will be ready to start playtesting soon. And yeah, I'm really excited to kind of get it out there and start, because I don't want to denigrate the notion of just having a game that's fun, because that is a wonderful, valuable thing.
Yeah.
And I used to think like frivolity, but just helping us get through the day and smile is like a thing that games can do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do believe that there can be games like Holding On, or The Grizzled, or Freedom Underground Railroads, or whatever, or even Spirit Island, where it's kind of saying, hey, think about colonialism in a new way. And even though that game doesn't bash you over the head with it, and I think that's where the Landlords game went, a bit astute, because obviously Lizzie McGee was trying to propose the single tax theory, where you only get taxed for the things that are offered by the world. So you get taxed for taking away the land from other people, but anything that you actually spend time working for, you don't need to pay any tax for. But then the problem is that in its original version, it was an even worse game than Monopoly, as it came to be known, because the original version didn't even have the set collection. So it was basically just roll and move, and it was very much didactic. I'm going to beat your head around it, just play through some moves and see how terrible things are. But
I think it's hard, isn't it? Because it's hard to strike a balance. There's a lot of people trying to get educational games onto the market at the minute, and there is a fine line between educating and fun, and it's that balance that you have to strike. And some games are very good because they're for a younger audience and they're educational in terms of the learning you can do while you play and the skills you can develop while you play. But the ones where it's, like you say, from a slightly older sort of perspective, that can be really, really tricky. So hopefully with this, you'll strike a really good balance for a range of audiences.
Thank you. I mean, all we can do is do our best. I've learned that, you can't be expected to make something perfect, because perfection, as I like to say, is unattainable outside of a mathematical construct. But yeah, we've had so many massive, technological, maybe advances. I don't mean in terms of computing and stuff. I mean in terms of the fact that, just recently we didn't really have names for all the mechanisms in board games, like in an academic point of view. And now Jeffrey Engelstein and Isaac Shalev in the last year have come up with this book called, to basically say, hey, let's develop this language together. And there's been so much passing on of knowledge and design technology, to want to use a better word, that games are bound to advance and continue to improve.
Yeah, that's good. You're getting a lot of love in the comments. Daz just says bees, which I think is supposed to Bez. A long version of Bez, but it just looks like bees. Covered in bees. And as saying your positivity and outgoing nature are an inspiration, Bez. Thank you for overcoming any anxiety to keep doing what you do. And then Ben is loving that you corrected 4 or less to 4 or fewer on the fly. Says what a pro.
Love it.
And we'll quickly talk about the game that is pictured, which is the Whittle Deck. Plus Deck. And
now known as the L Deck. I'm going to brand it this year.
Okay, great. And you're going to be running a game from it this afternoon in a couple of hours?
Yes, at 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.
Micro Muckle, which I was talking about it this morning in my live stream. Like, it's about balancing that I can be proud of things, but you don't want to be too egocentric, do you know what I mean? And so there's a kind of headline game for the deck every 1st of August. So currently, I think there's 8. So on the back of this box, there's Wibble, Grabble, Phrasal, Fable, Couple, and Alphabetical. And those are all quite different. The 7th one was Mickle. And of course, many Mickle makes a Muckle. The idea is that you need to have one person with each person has their own deck. But hello.
Hi.
Sorry, we've got a Dylan.
Hello, Dylan. How are you? Oh, what's a cutie? But the idea of that game was that it's a kind of true multiplayer solitaire game. like number 9, for example, and very much inspired by that and Karuba and Take It Easy, although Karuba does have a little bit of interaction, which I wanted to stay away from. I wanted to make a game that one day you could have like 50 people playing at a convention setting. And then once this all hits, like since AirCon 2020, as in this year, 2 months ago, when was it? It feels like a lifetime.
2.5 months ago.
A long time.
But
Too many weeks.
a few weeks after, I was like, yeah, this is going to last for a while. I'm going to be at home for a while. Hey, wait a minute. Okay, I've tried Freemill, this brand new game, but would it work just playing Muckle, as a roll-in rights where you have to pick your letters along the way? So I tried it and it was good. And then I was like, hey, but for the sake of playing this over maybe a video chat, streaming, let's try to shorten it. Let's play through half the deck and maybe get rid of the complicated word scoring, but instead of different lengths being worth different points, it's just the top word you score double. But each added line you drop a point. Okay, that was mini Muckle. And then I came up with micro Muckle, which now it's just 16 cards. You work on 4 words and that's it, literally. But your top 2 words are doubled. So if you've got like 2 8-letter words, then that would be the maximum. You'd score 32 points. But no one's managed to do that yet.
Great. Sounds fun. So make sure you tune in for that.
Playing that a few times. It's super simple, and hopefully people will have fun with that.
4 o'clock. Got a picture up, which I know you can't see the pictures I put up. A picture up that looks like maybe it was an early version of the L deck, or the Whittle. It's kind of.
Oh, is that
graffiti
categorical?
Style. Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's categorical. So.
Is that it's because the artwork is similar to it's a very similar style to Kitty Cataclysm. Yes.
So basically, the idea with categorical, this is a Kickstarter that I ran earlier. It was actually running during AirCon, and so the idea of this is that going forwards with the L deck, I want to have different typographies. And this is like not the final artwork. This is kind of me playing around with it and experimenting what sorts of thing it should look like. But this gives you an idea of the look I'm probably going for. And in 5 years' time, I want people to be able to go into the shop and say, hey, do you have that deck of cards with 2 letters on each card? And for the shopkeeper to say, oh yeah, here's our display unit. And then there'll be like one version with like the traditional letters, which kind of looks a bit old-fashioned, one with like modern childish letters, one with like nature themed stuff where it all looks like it's grassy and tree like, and one where it's graffiti style. And so people
it's really good. I love your graffiti style because it's such a recognizable style of yours. You look at that and you look at the artwork and you go immediately, well, that's Bez. That's Bez's work, that's Bez's game. And it's really recognizable, which is what you need for a brand, isn't it? So that's really positive.
Sorry, now we're up on the screen. We're looking at what was it even called? Kitty Cataclysm, I think.
Kitty
Some cards. Well, they probably might be the stickers that you were showing us before.
Oh yes,
I've done a little collage of them.
So these are the stickers actually in my hand, so you can get an idea of how big they are. They're not like the biggest stickers ever. I showed some to my housemates who said, "Oh, it would be nice if they were bigger." Which, it would always be nicer if things are well. Let's not go down that route.
Not before 9. I'm impressed we got that far without a drunk probably on the call.
And Catnap is quite.
I love these.
It's kind of little things that you can put on your computer or on your bicycle. I've got all the stickers on my bicycle now because I like to ride around, and sometimes I look down on my handlebar and say, "Yeah, I did that." And I've got like stickers from other and. If you like stickers, if you like cat puns, right now the offer, because that's if you buy either one of these games, then you will get a free deck set of stickers. The reason why I've not done that for Kitty Cataclysm or the L deck is because I've basically sold out. Like I've kind of got about 48 copies left, which is about the number that I'd want. Because normally when I go to a convention, I like to do some giveaways, and hopefully this will resume down the line where it's like, if you want one of the original deluxe L decks, then you'll go, or the first edition Kitty Cataclysm, then you've got to see Bez at UK Games Expo 2021. Hopefully that'll happen. But
sure.
it's just this is a lot of fun, and if you like either of the other two games, I've still got a few copies that I can,
Great.
sell off before printing the next edition.
And the best place to go find that is probably, I guess there's a link from stuffbybez.com.
Yes, if you go, so everything is Stuff by Bez. My shop is officially stuffbybez.bigcartel.com, but there's a link to that from stuffbybez.com, and also my Twitter and Instagram and...
Yeah, and if people search the group for the hashtag TCVC, Bez's post is already there as well, so you can click through from that too.
Yeah.
Or hashtag Stuff by Bez.
Yay. So that's awesome. Thanks so much. I mean, we kind of quickly ran out of time there because you're doing just so many different things all over the place. So tune into it's the daily chats, isn't it, on your YouTube channel, Facebook channel?
I'm doing it on Facebook, and I moved to Twitch rather than YouTube, and kind of seeing how that goes. I know that unfortunately it coincides with your morning things with the admins, but that's a thing that I'm going to carry on doing. So frankly, if you are one of the Big Cock members, I would suggest that you just enjoy the admin chats. I listened to Dave after I did my own chats. Dave Salisbury, shout out to Dave, wonderful person and wonderful shop. I know you're biased, Leanne.
Tiny bit. I'm a tiny bit biased.
But I'm not just saying that because you're here. But
there's not at all a reason why I happen to have this floating in front of me.
But I'm doing that, and that's a thing that I'm going to continue doing. So if this time next week you're like, oh, I'm in the morning, what am I going to do? What do I get out of bed for? Well, 10 o'clock, I'm doing a live stream, and if you ask questions, then I always try and answer all respectful questions, I should say.
Yes.
Awesome. And then you got your podcast now as well, which is every other Tuesday, I want to say.
So that's been going on for quite a while. It's an internet radio show. It was every Tuesday for over a year. I missed this Tuesday, which so it's a streaming thing, but we're probably going to take off the live radio aspects and move it to a proper podcast thing. But I need to talk to the person with what exactly I do.
Okay.
And frankly, right now, I'm just enjoying doing the chats with people in this kind of formats. Got a chance to talk with Richard Denning and Alan Paul, again, lovely people.
Yeah. Great.
No, there's lots. Bez does a lot of supporting in the community.
Yes.
I know we can't go into it now, there's no time, but there's lots of other groups in which Bez offers lots of support and information to new designers, new publishers. And she's massively helpful.
Yes.
Aww.
Thank you, Bez.
Fabulous member of our community.
And
everything.
you are wonderful people, and I can't see all the comments, but I'll probably have a look when I'm kind of, and I'm sure they'll all make me smile. And thank you everyone for all your support and love and everything.
Great. So tune back in 4 o'clock here on the group page for Mini Muckle.
Yes.
Micro Muckle.
Micro Muckle.
Micro.
It's even smaller than Mini Muckle. That's the key thing. It's 16 cards, up to 16 letters, and only up to 4 words. I mean, 4 words, that's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we play it a few times, and we'll see if anyone manages to ever get the theoretical maximum score.
I hope so. Great. Well, thanks again for taking the time out, and we'll see you later on.
It's been a delight. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.